Hey everyone, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a get ready with me video. Just a natural look, something that I'd wear every day. This is the first time I've ever done one of these videos, so it may be a little bit choppy, but bear with me. So yeah, let's get right into it so it's not too long. It's going to be a little bit of a talky one. So I've moisturized my face already, it's pretty dry. But what I like to do as well is I like to also spritz this collagen jelly mist from the Face Shop on top of it as well. So I'm just going to do that. Just adds another layer of moisture. And then I'm just going to prime my face with my Face Shop Tea Tree Oil Primer. And I usually just put this in areas where I'm more likely to break out. So usually it's just my chin area and my cheeks. Alright, next I'm just going to use this Olay Fresh Effects, this BB cream. And honestly I'm just using this once again to add some moisture to my face. It's been so dry here lately that my skin's just been taking a hit, so I'm adding as much moisture as I can. And I just do this part with my hands. I find it's the easiest way really with this is just to use my hands. And this might add a little bit of color, but not very much at all. So. And I don't really put this around my eyes because it is scented, so it does bother my eyes a little bit. Alright, so that part's all done. Okay, so I'm just wringing out my my beauty blender. It's actually the one, it's a little bit dirty, but it's the Quo from Body Shop. I find it's actually a really good dupe for the actual beauty blender, and it's only $5, so I really like it. I'm going to be using my BB cream, the Magic Cover SPF 20 PA++ from the Face Shop. I'm in the color, I think, light beige. Yeah, light beige. I'm just going to take a pump of that on the way back. It's kind of like a nice color match for me. I'm just going to take a little bit of that and just with my beauty blender. Just kind of put that into my face a little bit. And I found doing it this way actually makes the coverage a lot nicer and it makes it look more natural. And I've just been starting to do this the last couple weeks. I was doing it with a brush for a long time. Because my skin was so dry, I went back to the Beauty Blender sponge. And it was a much nicer coverage, so. For the winter, this is again kind of what I'm working with, so. So I'm just going to be doing this until I have the coverage that I like. And I'm just going more natural with my coverage. On days where I like a more fuller coverage, I tend to go towards my Estee Lauder, my Double Wear. But this BB cream is really nice. It does have really good coverage for BB cream, but it doesn't feel really heavy. And I haven't really been wanting something heavy lately. I don't know, I'm just not feeling my full coverage foundations lately, so I've been liking this. Alright. So there's that with just the BB cream. So I'm going to go in with a couple different concealers. I'm going to start with my Rimmel Wake Me Up. This one is in, I'm not sure, the color is kind of rubbed off, but it's most likely in the lightest one. I'm fairly light, so I'm almost done with this one actually. And I'm just putting that on the beauty, on the sponge as well. And again, I just started doing this as well, and it's just been giving a really nice coverage. More natural. And it blends out really nicely, so no real complaints there. And yeah, again, just doing this in spots where I want a little bit more coverage than the BB cream gave me, but not too bad. So that's done. So now I'm going to go in with my CoverGirl Fresh Complexion, and this one is in Classic Ivory. And this is the one I take below my eyes, just to brighten up a little bit. So I'm just doing that here. And there you go, and I'll take a little bit on my nose. And then I'm going to go back in with my e.l.f. on the highlight side. And because that concealer itself isn't really light enough to give me any brightness, I just add this in. And it just adds, it's literally white. So it's what I add into any concealers that I use underneath my eyes so that I have some brightness. I'm just going to go in again with the sponge and just blend that out. Oh, these are my extensions. They went really well, actually. It worked really well. I was pretty pleased. When I was in there, because I have a phobia of anything to do with my eyes, like I can't put drops in, I can't wear contacts. So like the moment I went in, I was like, why am I doing this to myself? But it worked out well. She did a really good job, and I really liked the fact that I don't have to put mascara on every day, or I don't have to put false lashes on. So far so good. But, so there's that. So there's my concealer, my foundation, everything's all good. So I'm going to set my face. I'm going to set my under eyes. So I'm going to use the e.l.f. the eye brightener today. It's just like a yellowish powder. And I'm going to use the e.l.f. tapered brush for this as well. I'm just going to go in and just set that there. And I'm just going to do that there. So there's that one. And now for my face, because I did use a BB cream, I'm just going to use a kabuki brush. And I'm actually going to use e.l.f. The transparent mattifying primer, and just go on the edges of my face. I don't really like the middle of my face to be matte, so just go on the edges. And I find that actually really does help, so that it doesn't, like, the edges don't move, I guess, is more what it's for. Okay, so there's that. So now I'm going to do my, drop things. I'm going to do my highlighter first. This is actually a technique that Battle Lash Beauty, Samantha, does. She does her highlighter first, and then she does her contour or her bronzer, and then her blush. And by doing it that way, everything blends just really nicely. You don't put too much highlight on, and it's nicer that way. So I've been doing this for about like 6 months, and I actually just like the way it blends better. She's also a Canadian makeup artist. She's beautiful. She's originally out of Kelowna and then works out of Vancouver now. And I guess, sorry, I forgot. I'm using my Essence shadow for my highlight. You can see it there. It's just, it's beautiful. It's in Sandy Says Hello. And then for my bronzer, I'm going to use my Sephora. This was a limited edition in Sol de Rio. But I think it's their Cabo bronzer is really close. And I'm just going to do, just warm up my face. I'm not going to do anything really crazy with my contour or anything, so. Nothing crazy today. I usually do more crazy looks on the nights that I'm working at the restaurant. I like going a little bit more bold then. But during the days I keep it pretty tame. And I'm just going to bring this bronzer down onto my neck just to keep the color kind of the same there. Alright, so there's that. Next for blush, I'm going to go into my BH Cosmetics The Glamorous Blush. And I really like this palette. I more stick towards this size, but they have really nice blushes. I'm going to take the neutrals here. I'm going to take a shimmery one. I'm going to take it to the back here, just to pull in that highlight a little bit. And I'm going to take this mauve. And just pull it all together. And there's that's done. Okay, so I'm going to do my eyebrows. I've been doing this a little bit differently too lately. I've just been switching everything up, which is kind of unusual for me, but I'm going to start off with some powders, my Milani Brow Kit. I stopped using this for a while, but I've been digging back into it. Actually, you know what, I'm going to brush through them first with my spoolie, just to make sure they're not all crazy. So I'm just going to take this on the high points, my arch, which isn't really an arch, and just take the darkest shade down a little bit. And do that again on this side. Brows are such a funny thing. Everybody does them so differently, and it's such a personal taste. Like, I used to honestly paint on my eyebrows. I used to take my brush, and then I would dip it into water and then into a powder and like literally paint on my eyebrows, and I'm so glad I don't do that anymore. Looking back at pictures, I'm like, why would nobody tell me that I looked ridiculous? But I like how they're turning out now. They're more natural, not as crazy. I mean, there's days where they're equally crazy, I'm sure, but I don't know. It's one thing I think everybody's a little bit touchy on is their brows, right? And that's another thing I always regret too, is I used to pluck them. Like, I plucked my eyebrows like every day. It was like an obsession. And now I'm trying my hardest to grow them in. And it's so hard, but what can you do, right? Okay. So sorry, that was my Forever 21 pencil. I'm just gonna brush that out again with the spoolie, just to get some of the edges out. There you go. And then I'm just going to use this Prestige Clear Brow Gel. This stuff is not my favorite. I'm just trying to use it up. I usually like to use my Anastasia Brow Gel. But, so they're more natural, not so crazy. Alright, so now I'm going to take my Maybelline Color Tattoo and a brush, and I'm just going to prime my eyes here a little bit with that. This is actually my first time I'm putting on shadow since I got my eyelashes, my extensions done. So we'll see how that goes. As you can see, I just lost one there. Okay, so put that on there. Just a little bit of primer. There we are. And I'm going to use this e.l.f. my eye shadow primer. just because I want to make sure this eyeshadow goes nowhere. And I just tap that in with my hand and my finger. Alright, so for my eyeshadow today, I'm going to use the Too Faced the Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar palette. I've actually been really enjoying this palette. It's, I don't know, it's really, really good. People have been giving mixed emotions, I guess, mixed reviews on it, but I really, really like it. So I'm going to take the coconut cream color. It's the kind of the creamy beige color. Just this one right here. I'm going to take that and put that all over my lid first, just to kind of secure that primer and everything. Put it down there. Put that all over first. There we go. Just whip that off there. And next I'm going to take this color here, this peanut butter. Take a little bit on my brush there. And then I'm going to take that into my crease. And just kind of put that in. That's going to be a nice transition shade. I love this color for a transition. Like, I love warm orangey browns are my favorite. I think they make green eyes just pop. I cannot get enough of them. They are by far one of my favorite transition shades. And this one I think is my favorite color out of this palette. It is beautiful. I love this color. Alright, so I'm going to take a little bit of this mousse color here and just take that into the crease as well, just to darken it up a little bit. I think one of my favorite things is just to play with shadows. You can get so many different looks out of one palette. And there's so many different techniques you can use on your eyes. I don't know, it's just, I used to paint and it's like painting and I love it. I love it. So, I can't get enough. Alright, so that's kind of all done in the crease, it's perfect. Okay, and now I'm going to take another kind of a flat shader brush here, and I'm going to take this color Frosting here. It's kind of like a darker shimmery brown, and I'm just going to put a little bit in the corner of my eye here. And I'm going to take that same and then put it over in this, on the other side of my eye, the other corner, in my V, outer V. Oh, my eyes are like, it's almost like my allergies are acting up, but I know they're not. I don't know what's going on. So do the same thing on the other side. Okay, and now just to darken that up, I'm going to take this one called Cocoa Chili, and it's just like a little darker of a frost color, and just to add some more dimension, I'm just going to add that over top of what we just did there, and exactly just over top there. Okay, and I'm just gonna blend that out ever so gently. on either side there. There we go. And I'm actually just going to take a fan brush here. I have a little bit of fallout underneath. Okay. And now I'm going to take a flat shader brush. Mine's just from e.l.f. I'm going to take this color in Caramel. And I'm going to place that just in the middle there, where we had left that spot. Okay, there's that. And you can smooth out those edges if you like to. I'm going to take a little bit of this truffled here and just kind of bring some of the dark over in the crease a little bit. Again. There we go. And then with like a pencil brush, I'm going to take this Butter Pecan, the big one, and just kind of like dot that in the middle of the eye, just again to add a little bit more dimension there. There's that. And then I'm going to take a different brush for my brow highlight into that Coconut Cream, the first shade we used, and just add that underneath the brow bone. There we go. So there's that. I'm going to take a little bit of this peanut butter and then just smudge it underneath my eye. And a little bit of the mousse as well. Okay, so there's that. And next I'm going to take just any lighter colored pencil you have and just rim your waterline just to pop your eyes. Okay, so there's the look. The eyes are all done. I'm not going to add any mascara to my bottom lashes just because of the extensions. But now onto lipstick. So I'm going to line my lips with my Milani lip liner in Au Naturel. It's just a nice nude color. There we go. And I'm going to use this Too Faced lipstick in Shimmering Marshmallow. Sorry, that's not focusing. Shimmering Marshmallow Bunny. It's just a really nice peachy pink. I just want to bring some color to my face. There we go. And then this e.l.f. gloss, I'm just going to put in the middle here. And there we are. So there's the look. It's a natural brown kind of eye with a nuder lip. So yeah, I hope you guys liked my first Get Ready With Me. It's a little bit chatty, but thumbs up if you enjoy Get Ready With Me. Remember to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good night. Bye.